Ryan Garcia came in 3.2 pounds overweight ahead of his Saturday night fight against Devin Haney, and because of that, it's going to be a non-title bout. Can the storylines behind this fight get any weirder, y'all? I've got New York Post boxing reporter Jared Schwartz on to break down all the craziness behind Haney versus Garcia. Jared, thanks for hopping on with us, man. I know you're up in Terrytown right now. The New York Post has you running all around the city. But before we even break down and talk about this fight, these dudes had the weigh-in bet, and it looks like Haney's ready to collect. But it's not even about the money anymore. Garcia coming in overweight now makes this into a non-title bout. Can you explain the bet and what's going on with this recent news?
Like you said, it's just been a weird promotion and stuff that you don't normally see in boxing. Like you said, he came in 3.2 pounds overweight, 143.2 pounds. And of course, this fight was supposed to be at 140 pounds for Haney's WBC super lightweight title that he currently owns. Like you said, that title is no longer on the line. Since Ryan Garcia came in overweight, the Athletic Commission won't let it be for that title. And that's a huge blow, certainly for people who are excited for this pay-per-view, certainly for the promotion. It never helps the promotion to take away those stakes, to take away those title stakes. And it certainly cost Ryan Garcia in terms of his checkbook. At yesterday's press conference, the two made a bet. Haney kind of goaded Garcia into it, but they made a bet. If either one was overweight, they'd pay the other $500,000 per pound over. So by my math, I'm certainly no mathematician, but that means 1.5 million that Garcia has to pay Haney. And Haney already said he's paid up. Garcia said he'll pay up. So it seems like Garcia rarely, but in this one case, has actually stayed true to his word. But like you said, it's not good for the promotion. It's not good for the fight. Look, it was supposed to be a title fight, and it's no longer a title fight.
Yeah.
That's not good for the sport of boxing.
And these two dudes have history, and everybody in their camps have added to the overall hype of the fight. You think it's real, and you think that the storylines that they put out there were good promo?
Well, just the second one first. It was not good promo. When Ryan Garcia started his barrage of just weird and bizarre tweets. I had a big feature today in the New York Post, really just looking at his social media presence. And is this helping him? He's somebody who's made his name and made his stardom on social media, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. And that's gotten him here. But he's gone from a star to a punchline, as I wrote. He's gone from self-promotion to self-embarrassment. When he first started this social media craze and social media just really disturbing messages of people said he's just trolling, he's just doing it to sell the fight, but it didn't work. As of today, the fight has not sold out. Ticket prices plummeted, so much so that Ryan Garcia actually complained about it recently publicly that the ticket sales weren't doing well. So no, it didn't help the promotion. But yes, I do think there is real beef. I think there's real animosity. These guys have fought each other in the amateurs. They've called each other out for a while, and they almost represent opposites in the sport. Devin Haney is the guy who's accomplished in the ring. He takes himself very seriously. He's kind of all business. But he might not have that stardom or that social media presence or that household name ish. Where Ryan Garcia has accomplished a lot less, takes himself a lot less seriously, is always bad mouthing and loud mouthing. But he has some of that stardom because of what he does on social media and what he does in the public eye. So look, it was supposed to be an intriguing matchup just because the styles are two of the best fighters at this weight, and it's supposed to be for a title fight, but That's no longer the case.
Let's go back to when you said that you think it is a real beef, but when there's real beef, there's a lot of emotions involved. So do you think we're going to see a moment where one of the fighters' emotions gets the best of them? And if that happens, who do you think that fighter will be?
Well, if it happens, I have to lean to Ryan Garcia there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an emotional man. After he missed weight this morning, he launched like 6 tweets within 15 minutes, somehow using it to his advantage, saying that he was doing it on purpose. Devin Haney has been in these kinds of emotional fights, against Kambosos, against Regis Prograis last fight. And he's usually handled himself well. He usually, once the bell rings, he's all business. Garcia, as we saw against the Gervonta Davis fight, he kind of fights a little emotionally. He wants to prove a point. He wants to prove that he's a serious fighter. He wants to prove that people should take him seriously. And he kind of just tries to jump on the other fighter and kind of goes all out, and it ends up hurting him. I think at this point, it's anything is expected. And I think, honestly, we got to get to this fight first because there's no guarantee. You know, they still said it's going to go on even with Ryan Garcia missing weight. We'll see. You know, we got to get – I'll believe it when that first bell rings.
Who needs this fight more for their career and for their respect, Haney or Garcia? Or does it even matter at this point?
I'd probably say Garcia. You know, he's the one who doesn't have the title. I mean, if the title was still on the line, it'd mean a lot for both fighters. But I think at this point, Ryan Garcia, for himself to still be taken seriously in the sport and for people to still think of him as an elite fighter, after all this stuff he's done, he's really got to come away with the win. You know, if he loses, that'd be 2 losses in 3 fights. You know, 2 losses to probably the 2 other best fighters at these 2 weights, you know, lightweight and super lightweight. And it's really hard to sell yourself as this, you know, crazy but great star if you keep losing. You know, if Haney loses, he'll still have his belt. It'll be his first loss. And I think neither guy wants to lose, obviously, but Ryan Garcia really needs to come away with the win, or his standing in boxing is really, you know, pretty low after that.
You've covered this fight, and you've been keeping up with all the storylines, but as a boxing fan, give us your final thoughts.
You know, Haney was a big favorite before today's events, before the weigh-in, and I think he should only be a heavier favorite now. Haney's a great fighter. Is he the most exciting fighter always? No. You know, he's very defensive. He's very elusive. He doesn't knock a lot of people out. But he's a great fighter. He's battle-tested, and he's someone that's, you know, mature beyond his years. And you could say Garcia is probably mature less than his years. You know, he acts like he's younger than he actually is. So I think a lot of things will have to go wrong for Haney for him not to win. You know, just especially the way Garcia's acted, the way he's behaved, what he said. It really should be Haney's night. You know, he'll collect a nice payday and move on to more serious fighters, hopefully.
All right, it all goes down Saturday night at the Barclays Center. We got Haney, Garcia, Jared Schwartz. Thanks for hopping on with us, my man.
Thank you, Brandon. Always a pleasure.